Today I want to give you an early look at the Year of the Rabbit holiday events in Rise of Kingdoms, which, by the way, includes a legendary version of the Protect the Supplies event. So stick around in this video for the things you need to know. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms, and we're going to be getting an early look at all of the holiday events, which are now available in Kingdom 2 and will be available in every kingdom probably within the next 12 hours of this video going live. So we'll go over all of the events, including the bundle and the Protect the Supplies, starting with this 5-day event series. Now, for those of you that have been around for a long time, you know exactly how this works, so I would encourage you to use the timestamps in the description of this video to jump to whichever portion you're most interested in. For this first part, you'll be completing a series of quests, and most notably, on day 2, there will be barbarian hunting quests. Day 3, there will be Barb Fort rallying quests. This chest, by the way, is a linear reward, which means you don't have to worry about getting every single one of these done. You're getting incremental progress on these rewards. It's like 1 5-minute speed up and 1 epic commander sculpture per quest that you do. So don't sweat getting to 100. I rarely get to 100 these days on this quest. The thing you're probably more interested in is this Year of the Rabbit event right over here. Now, most of you, in fact, I also would hope for a 7k gem event. That's not what we have this time around, and they don't usually do 7k gem events back to back. But what we've got here is a premium currency that you can purchase for 50 gems and also a farmable currency, and we'll talk about the ways that you can go and get that. Now, the thing that's a little bit, I think, deceptive about this is that it's actually worth spending some amount of gems on the premium currency, depending on what rewards you want to go and get. And for what it's worth, doing some amount of exchanges here does give you a ranked reward, and there are prizes based on how much you've contributed for your farmable currency. But if we go now to the rewards themselves, this is where things get interesting, and if you've been playing this game for a while, then you know what this reward structure looks like. But the first thing I want to talk about is the city theme. The city theme for this holiday event is 5% infantry attack at the cost of 5% archer health. Very few people should be interested in this city theme. I mean, the look is cool, but the problem is that health is the more premium stat. It's worth more to you point for point than attack is. So if you happen to use no archer marches or 1, and you have 3 infantry marches, then sure, this would be a good city theme to use. However, you'd rather have infantry health at the cost of archer attack. You see what I mean? So losing archer health is definitely a bit of a bummer. Everybody, in my opinion, in the Season of Conquest should be running around with a Boudica march, so you should have 1 archer march. So you can get this theme, but I think the other places that you see in here, the other things you can get here, are probably higher value to you. So that includes the gold heads, which would cost you 1,000 gems a pop if you were to entirely gem them and also farm up this currency. Also, I think that the epic crates are really high value. I'll call out the fact that if you were to just be gemming these and then farming up the currency, these will run you a total of 500 gems a pop, which is better than the VIP shop where you're spending 600 gems a pop. So if you're gemming these crates in the VIP shop, you certainly should be gemming these right over here to get them from the Joyful Holiday event. But more importantly is the epic accessory pattern. Accessories are super powerful and a lot of materials. I have made dedicated videos, plural, multiple, about legendary and epic accessories. But what I'll simply say is that both Silent Trial and Delane's Amulet are really great accessories. Reducing the counterattack damage that you take from Silent Trial is really exceptional in the open field, especially on a march that doesn't typically get focused. And Delane's Amulet is manipulating the enemy's rage, and rage reduction effects are extremely powerful. But if you want a dedicated video explaining the difference between Silent Trial and Delane's Amulet and which one I would pick, I'll have a card up in the top, and also I'll remind you of that at the end of this video. The way, by the way, that you're going to be farming up your currency for this is going to be map collection, city collection, and defeating barbarians. it may be worth spending some amount of AP in order to actually go and get more of these copper tokens. And if you don't normally run production boosts in your city, which you almost certainly should be, like 24/7 have production boosts running in your city, you should definitely pop those boosts now during this event, so you'll end up picking up more copper tokens, just passively minding your own business, tapping your resource production buildings throughout the day. Now, one event that, I don't know, I mean, it's fine, but it's a little bit of a test of speed, is this lucky red packet event. You basically send a red packet to your alliance chat. You can say whatever you want, and it'll pop into chat. You click the button, and you get a reward. Only 5 people can get rewards, so click quickly. Otherwise, I think you'll be surprised just how fast these are going to disappear, and you can click your own. So be sure to do that to get the reward that's guaranteed. There's also a Bankrupt the Boutique event running during this, and the way that this goes is pretty simple. Once you click one thing, other things will get discounted. One other thing. Okay, so for example, I clicked this thing for resources, and now this is an upwards of 90% off. Obviously, you can't go higher than 90% off, but there are some really good deals that you can get in here, especially on, for example, a 50% armor expansion, or army expansion rather. You can get a really good deal there. Now, there's nothing too crazy that I see in here, but the only trick that there is to this event is to pick a cheaper thing first in that row, and then hope that the discount goes on the more expensive thing that you wanted to get. For example, I could click on this 35,000 resources, hope that it discounts me over here. It didn't. Oh, well. The Bankrupt the Boutique event is probably not something that you should go nuts on, but this is a perfect example of where you would be really happy, okay? So I can buy this for resources. Bummer, it didn't land on the army expansion. I can buy this for resources. 1,000 gems for a 50% expansion is actually the chase. That's it. That's the thing that you wanted to find. Glad that I was able to show that to you in this video. That's really the one and only thing. And generally, the Mysterious Merchant is the wrong place to spend your gems. The way to spend your gems is high leverage events, like, for example, the Wheel of Fortune, Holy Knight's Treasure, and so on. All right, 1,000 gem army expansion, though, is the nut. That's the chase. From here, there are still more events. One of those that you're really interested in is the Protect the Supplies Legendary difficulty. Now, look, people are kind of losing their minds over Legendary Ceroli, and if you hit a wall, just do the easier difficulty. I'm actually probably going to do that for one of the battles on my restart to just collect the rewards and move on with life. But if you are going to try to do the Legendary difficulty, here's what you're up against. Now, there are 2 extra skills, and by the way, it seems like the skills are rotational, so these could be different the next time that this shows up. But Avenge Me is the first ability. When killed, enemy troops increase the damage of nearby allies by 10% for 30 seconds, and this stacks up to 10 times. Bro, we are going to get decimated by this. And also Vicious. Increase enemy troop health by 30% and damage by 10%. Wow. So, yeah, this is going to be really, really difficult to actually beat Legendary difficulty on the Protect the Supplies. You can do it if you want to, get sweaty, fine. But if you're getting frustrated, you can just move on with life and do other things. I know this is going to sound crazy because this is a game, but it's also a game in which you can spend money. In games in which you can spend money, like if you're spending hours and hours doing this, like, I don't know, get a side hustle that makes some money and you will get more rewards spending money in game. You see what I mean? And you learn a life skill, kind of a win. So just pointing out, like, if you're getting a little stressed out, take a deep breath, take it easy. You don't have to beat Legendary difficulty. I probably will not do this. I'm definitely not doing it on my restart. I might get a little sweaty with it on stream with my main because we're in KVK and I have max tech running, which gives me a huge advantage for actually trying to do Legendary difficulty. I'm just saying that for the rewards you get here, okay, 20 of the premium currency, which you don't even probably need to do Legendary to get, it's probably not worth it. And if we just look at the rewards that you can get for this thing, by the way, we can go back over here. We're just talking about gold heads, all right? 20 gold heads. Okay, 20 gold heads is pretty good if you get first. There's only going to be one person in each kingdom that gets that, you know what I mean? And if you wanted to see the further down rewards, you only get rewarded for rank 10 and higher with gold heads. I really, I would love to see this change. where instead of epic heads, you got like, I don't know, 3 gold heads and 2 gold heads and 1 gold head, you know, like legendary commando sculptures. The epic sculptures are pretty worthless these days, but whatever. Let me show you the way you can buy yourself your way to victory here, which is to say, all right, I don't need to do the events. I'll just spend money. Here's the bundle. And this bundle typically has between 55 and 65 days worth of speed ups. Typically, I believe for this style of bundle, it's on the lower end of speed ups. It's typically in like the 55-day range if you were to max purchase. And obviously, the thing that's good about this bundle is that it's got universal speed ups. It's got pick one resources. Those are the things that you're really happy to see. The cosmetics, I mean, hey, if you're into it, $5 and $10, you can pick up the cosmetics. Also, you're getting these red packets. If that's something you're into, then that's kind of cool. But I'll simply point out that sometimes people just kind of roll up and max purchase the bundle without thinking too much. That's not necessarily what you want to do here. You probably will end up with more currency than you actually need, especially if you're not going to end up getting the city theme. And your money, same amount of money, might be better allocated toward other things. Like, for example, I pick up formation choice chests every day and, you know, mixed results. Okay, mixed results. However, there are recharge rewards running on day 2 and on day 4 and on day 5. You can get 10 legendary commander sculptures, so a grand total of 30 legendary commander sculptures. Spread out your spending over multiple days in order to get max value. On my restart account, where I try to spend the least amount possible to obtain all these rewards, the thing that I'll be doing is refreshing my 30-day gem supply, also refreshing my material supply. I may pick up the daily special offer a couple times, even if there's not that many commanders I'm hunting for. This bundle is so high value. The amount of sculptures you get makes it just completely over the top for value. So daily special offer is certainly something worth considering if you are spending. And I'll just remind you, consider your life priorities. If you're spending in a mobile game, that includes things like saving for retirement, having an emergency fund, prioritizing your family, just a small number of things that, you might consider higher priority, but you can make your choices. And the last thing I wanted to call your attention to is the Alliance quiz, which really good timing that popped up right on screen just there. The Alliance quiz you've seen before. This is actually a lot of fun. The way that this works is you answer questions. You need to get, I think, above 50 points to qualify rewards. Wow. Answer progress 1. There's only like 4 of us in here. That's hilarious. Oh, 5 now. You need to get at least 50 individual points to qualify rewards here. And the way that this works is that once your alliance achieves a certain score, then you can get the maximum tier of rewards, even if you weren't there for the earlier stuff. As long as you're there when the alliance scores over that threshold for the max rewards, then you get all the rewards. So let me bump back out here and try to show you the rewards themselves. If I go to the quiz, can I show this to you? Can I hit go? Rewards, there we go. So it's 1 gold head per day and 200 gems and an 8-hour speed up and a 3-hour speed up. I mean, plus you get all the lower tiers of rewards. It's kind of nice to make sure that you at least have one of these fire off right before reset. This is my guidance to all alliances. At like 23:30, make sure you fire this thing off. Anybody who needs to get their 50 points of score, the rest of the alliance can, it doesn't matter as long as your alliance got to the 12,000 point threshold earlier in the day. Then everybody who shows up, scores 50 points, can get all the rewards. This is a lot of gems worth of rewards. It sounds dumb, but if you convert all of this to gem value, I don't know. Let me just do this real quick. So this represents, let's call it 3,000 gems worth of value. This is mostly weighted by the gold head being 2,000 gems from the VIP shop. Most people aren't buying them for 2,000 gems at the VIP shop, but you get the idea here. That's 3,000 gems times 150 people. That's 450,000 gems per day worth of value. If everybody in your alliance, in a full alliance, was getting max value from this event. Seems like a weird way to think about it, but when you start to think of the economy related to this event, maybe that's not the right way to say it, but 450,000 gems of value to your alliance is a big deal. Alliance leaders, get on it! Get the free rewards, okay? If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, throw a like on here, consider subscribing to the channel. I always release videos about new content before it arrives in-game if I can get access to it in Kingdom 2. I actually have multiple accounts here to be able to showcase all this sort of cool stuff that's going on. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're looking for that video on the Delane's Amulet versus Silent Trial, that card will be in the end screen. And if you want to see the full bundle breakdown, the last time we had an event just like this one, the card will be also in the end screen for that, so you can see all the levels of the bundle.